Today we're going to try 3 different price point bourbons in an original cocktail called Smokin' Peaches and see, does price make a difference? So I created a cocktail called Smokin' Peaches. It's a very easy riff on an old fashioned Demerara syrup, 6 dashes of peach bitters, and I use Old Granddad at work because I like the 100 proof to cut through the peach flavor and then I smoke it. It's a very popular cocktail and it's pretty damn tasty. You actually like it.
Yes, I'm not big on old fashions, but I do really enjoy this cocktail.
Yeah, it's awesome. What other 2 bourbons are we going to try today?
So as you mentioned, we have Old Granddad and it's the bonded. We have Buffalo Trace because we got our hands on a bottle, and we
Sneaky.
And we have Willett.
So Old Granddad comes in about the $20, $24 price point. Buffalo Trace I've seen as low as 28 and up to 33, 35 if you're getting bent over.
Yep.
And then Willett, we first bought this about 6 years ago in Louisville. I think it was about $50.
Yeah, and I think 50 to 55 is
Up
usually
here.
where we find it.
Yep. So we're gonna go through all of them, and then Riley's going to blind taste test it in the cocktail and see if I'm choosing the right bourbon at work. Well, I am because I'm not upgrading.
Right, because it's delicious.
It's delicious as is, and the price point is nice because if I use any of these,
yep, it's gonna cost you more at the bar.
But it's still fun to do because that's why we do it for you guys.
Right.
All right, let's go ahead and let's just start the cheapest, go up. And these are all roughly in the same proof. Old Granddad's obviously 100, Buffalo Trace is 90, and Willett was 94. So, I mean, that 10% can be a lot, but for our purpose for this video, we call it good enough.
The Old Granddad is very mild for being 100 proof. It's more sweet than it is
Oh yeah, it's
alcohol.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's so popular. It's not like a burn. This has some nice rich caramel notes to it. Has some little nose burn, but again, it's 100 proof.
Right.
It's got, I mean, even though it is bourbon, it has a nice rye kind of malty taste to it.
Yes.
You get a little singe on your lips at first, but it's not bad. It's nice.
No.
It says, hello, I'm here.
Right. I do just really like this bourbon for the price point. It's very, very good. Like I said, it's on the sweeter side of bourbon. And I do. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I do get a lot of corn flavor.
That is exactly what I was going to say on that second or third initial.
Whoa.
You are learning how to get up here different ways. On that second and third initial kind of sip, because tasting things, that first sip you don't judge anything on that. You're getting your mouth acclimated to what you're tasting. That second sip, you're exploring, and then that third, you're kind of like understanding. But then that corn does kind of really come through on that backside. Right.
The thing that surprises me about this one is it is very bright for having almost no citrus notes.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that's why it's a workhorse for a lot of mixologists / bartenders out there. It's a great price point. It keeps costs down on certain cocktails, and it's 100 proof.
Right.
All right, we're gonna move on to Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace for the past year or two has been very hard to find, limited quantities. Yeah, so we were able to find a bottle, purchase it, and enjoy it with each other and in front of you.
Yes. Buffalo Trace really isn't my favorite.
Yeah.
I think it's very sour, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine to me. Some people enjoy it way more than others, but I will never turn down a Buffalo Trace pour if someone offers it to me.
Right. It smells a little bit perfumey or like nail polish remover.
Yep.
More so than Old Granddad. And I did wash my hands after I tried to remove my nail polish. So it's not my favorite.
There's almost, not candy, but there's kind of like a deep, richer sweetness to it than Old Granddad a little bit.
Yeah, like a rock candy kind of situation going on.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. It is definitely some more sour.
Yep, sour.
For sure. Not like in a bad way, it's just kind of...
The finish is so sour. But up front, it is a little bit more char than the Old Granddad. I do get more of a barrel char in this, in this one.
Absolutely. And I think that's probably a really good selling point, or not a selling point, but I mean, it is a selling point.
It's a pro.
It's a pro,
it's for the pro
but
column.
people really like that, like get that char so you know.
Right. If it finished like Old Granddad, but tasted like Buffalo Trace on the front, I would be here for it.
I mean, I like it. I mean, it's good. Is there other $30 bourbons I'd rather have? Probably. But again, when I can only buy this bottle once a year, it's just nice to have.
Yeah.
All right, let's try Willett. Of course, the bottle is beautiful.
Yes, that was the selling point the first time we bought it.
Because we had no idea what we were doing.
Right. I wasn't going to say that at all.
I will say that because...
I was going to say that, but then you interrupted me, as you have a history of doing.
Moi. So yeah, when we bought this bourbon, we kind of knew about bourbon. I knew about Buffalo Trace and other things, but we went to the store and like, hey, we have X amount of money. What can you recommend us? We don't need anything too fancy, but I want something that's good. I remember this was one of the bottles.
Yeah. Overall, the smell of this one is the lightest so far.
Absolutely.
It is very delicate.
It is.
It's a little bit more, not a little bit, it is more floral.
It is more floral, yeah.
I like it. It kind of reminds me more of like a gin profile. There's no juniper.
No, but it does have those characteristics.
Right.
In it. Yeah. It just has this amazing spice note in it that I really enjoy. Mm-hmm.
It does taste grassy.
Yeah, and yeah.
That's my biggest takeaway is it's grassy or like hay.
It's almost, again, the second sip, now I'm tasting like salted caramel, a little bit of chocolate notes on it with the grassy notes.
It is salty.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
And I think that's probably why I really like it. Working at a restaurant where we salted the shit out of everything. You know, I really like Willett. It's one of my, I would probably say this is probably my favorite sipping bourbon.
You're chewing on salty dry grass in a good way. It's not bad.
This and Woodford Reserve Double Oak are my two sipping rums that, or not rums, Jesus, bourbons that I've been enjoying lately.
There's definitely a good tingle that's still in my mouth even this long.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure on how each one's going to work with the peach bitters and the smoke. Because I think they're going to be not like super wide different.
They'll
but
be wildly different.
Yeah, but still in the same like state, but like different counties for sure. So
I have a feeling that the Willett might be a little bit unpalatable because it's already so spicy and big.
So let's go ahead and make a smoking peaches. All right, so we got the smoking peaches done. Pretty simple cocktail to make.
If you don't set off your smoke detector.
If you don't, whoops. And I know 6 dashes of peach bitters seems like a lot, and it is a lot. That's why at work I use the Old Granddad 100 proof for that proof to kind of cut through some of the sweetness of the bitters and also to stand up to the smoke. So, Riley, which one do you want to start with?
Let's try middle.
Middle.
I already don't like how this smells.
It
tastes better than it smells.
Ooh.
It's interesting.
It's interesting. It's almost like a candied peach. Like, we take...
Yeah.
So you take, peaches with brown sugar and you...
it tastes like a peach ring.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yep. Nope. That's exact. Yep. Screw my thoughts. That's exactly what it tastes like. A peach ring.
Tastes like a peach ring.
I want to chug that right now.
I don't think the bourbon holds up to the schnapps, or to the not schnapps, the bitters.
Do not ever use that word.
Words are hard.
Do not ever use that word in a drink I ever create.
Let's try this one next.
Okay. This is fine. It's just way more peach heavier than I remember.
Yeah, this one smells also different. I don't.
It's like a weird kind of off-putting char.
Yeah, it's almost. It's not smoky wood. It's like wet smoky wood.
Yeah, kind of weird because I don't put my nose in these drinks every time I make them at work because I let the customer do that and everyone loves it.
That one I like much better.
So this one...
It tastes more like real peaches. It does not taste like real peaches necessarily, but it tastes more like real peaches.
Less than the candied one.
Right.
Less candied peaches.
Right.
And there's more bourbon forward notes in that one.
Yes. I'm not picking out anything specific from the bourbon, though. The bitters is really just hiding it.
Right.
This is going to be rough. This one smells like barbecue.
Oh, my God, it does. Fire up the grill.
It is 1 a.m.
Hey, we have no meat thawed.
You barely get peach.
Yeah.
Compared to the other two. Like, it's there, but you barely get it.
It's there for sure, but it's definitely way more on the subtle side of things.
It's grassy.
Okay.
Going with that.
Now, which one's your favorite? Which one do you like the most?
Not this one.
Okay. This one isn't bad. It's just
too sweet.
It's just a little too sweet. So this one, whatever bourbon this is, it would definitely need to be knocked down a little bit on the bitter side, like probably like 4.
Which makes me think it's the Buffalo Trace, because the Buffalo Trace is the lowest ABV on the table, and it has the most subtle flavor.
True.
And the sour would combine with peach to make that candy a little bit more prominent.
Right.
And honestly, I think this one might be my favorite. I'm not ready to commit to this yet, though.
Okay. We got all night.
Yes, I am. I'm locking that. Wait, yeah, I'm locking it in.
I think I like that one the best. This kind of like has this more of like I torched a peach caramelization.
And then you
on
threw it into whiskey. Yeah, I'm pretty good with my answers. I'm gonna lock that in.
You got one right.
This one. Bummer.
Yeah, it's different. I don't drink this all the time at work. Obviously, I'm not drinking old fashions, but like for some reason today,
I think the glass has a lot to do with
that's
it.
what I think so too. I think there's more smoke, and it's doing other things differently than what it does at work.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yes, I think.
So this is the right order for everyone. So we'll put it back behind here. I think the bigger volume glass is definitely. It's. I don't know if it's caramelizing the sugars in there. I don't know, but I'm just saying it seems like it's doing something along those lines more with a deeper volume with more smoke.
I mean that, or like there is something to be said about being in a bar and ordering a drink at the bar,
right?
Versus being at home and having a drink made at home with home smells, and it's wild. It doesn't even taste like the same cocktail to me.
It doesn't. It's completely different. It's super weird. Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
I like it at the bar better.
So at the end of the day, I know it's gonna sound super weird. Use kind of whatever bourbon you have at home. Like, I don't think this is one that you have to go specifically buy a bourbon.
Right.
I think you could be happy with it. I just think some of these bourbons might tend to make it more candied peach than burnt peach.
It depends on how sweet you want it. I mean, is what it comes down to. The sweeter your bourbon, it appears, the sweeter your drink is going to be.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times isn't the case.
So we did another original cocktail called the Disgruntled Bee of mine that's on my drink menu that I really like. That's like, people ask me what's my favorite. That's not my favorite on my menu, it's my hidden gem. It's like the one that people don't really go towards, but I'm like, it's pretty great. And I love this drink, but people love smoked old fashions and in a bar once you start smoking them and stuff like that. So go and check out the Disgruntled Bee video. That's another great cocktail that has some great uniqueness to it. But man, I'm just blown away by this one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.